India became independent at the stroke of the midnight hour on 14th August 1947. On 15th August 1947, India celebrated with joy its day of freedom. But freedom and independence came to India with a heavy price. The journey after independence was not a smooth one either. The young nation had suffered the partition as its very birth. Many challenges were laying ahead, both within the country and outside. The celebration of independence had faded when on 30th January 1948, Gandhiji, the father of nation, was shot dead. India still had to face many problems, national as well as the regional problems. With great patience and perseverance, India was able to solve most of them.
Welcome back, students. I am your SST teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST Zone. Students, in our previous chapter we have studied a struggle for the independence of our country. Just now you have seen a short video clip in which you have revised the chapter how India was divided, what were the division of our country, how the refugees were facing the different type of problems and the martyrs of Mahatma Gandhi. Students, in this chapter today we will study what was happened after the independence in India, in which we will cover today these three topics from book, that is introduction, in which we will once more revise how we got independence, and then after that a new and divided nation. As we know that in 1947 India was divided into two parts, that is India and Pakistan was divided by Lord Mountbatten, and how it was divided, what were the drawbacks of this division of country, and what were other results, that we will study in the topic a new and divided nation. Then after that, in our today's third topic, we will study a constitution is written. Students, as India was divided and independent, so we were not having our own constitution because before that the British government was ruled over here. So how the constitution was formed, how much time it has taken, and how it was started and implanted in our country, that we will study in our third topic, a constitution is written. The story after independence is not just covered in these three topics. So many things were there which were included in between these topics, so that we will discuss today in our this video. Students, if we talk about the independence of India, the independence of India was not an easy task as it was looking. Here, if we talk, India became independent at the midnight of 14th of August 1947, and as it was declared as an independent nation, then after that on 15th of August it was celebrated as a Independence Day. But it was quite tough to take independence. How? If we will talk about the independence, there were lots of fights were fought by the leaders against the British, against the outsider rulers for their freedom. The most famous we know about 1857 rebel. Then after that, lots of satyagraha, lots of movement, satyagraha, and lots of fights done by our leaders through which we got independence. Students, the journey before and after independence was not easy. As already I told you, before the independence we have a lots of problem, and after a long fight against the British rule we got the independence. Then later, after the independence, the things were not easy because we were not having any government, we were not having any constitution, even the nation was recently independent. About the first problem, the young nation which was recently formed was facing a kind of problem of partition. Yes, there was suffered with the partition. So as we know that India was divided into several parts, especially the division was known as the India and the northern Pakistan. But before that, again, when the Bengal was divided, one more division it has faced, that was the East Pakistan, and then later it was changed into Bangladesh, and the northern Pakistan, that was later changed into the Pakistan. So there were a lots of division due to which the human beings were also suffered due to the partition. Around the 5 million people were killed, included Hindu and Muslim, during the partition, because those were the Hindu living in the part of the Pakistan division. They were changed and migrated to India, and the Muslims, those were living into our country, India, or in Hindu parts, they migrated to their Pakistan one part. So due to that, many people were injured, many were killed, lots of robberies were there, lots of fire, lots of fight were there between the people, due to which we were facing a kind of a problem, or we can say the refugees also were there, and the nation was having to struggle with the settlement of these refugees as well. If we talk about, there were lots of problem, the national and the level of the regional, as the country was divided into a lots of princely states. So there was a problem to unite them and form a proper nation, because that time no rule was there, no constitution was there, so all were doing their rule independently in the princely states. So it was also a challenge to form a united nation in the name under India. Then after that, India was able to solve most of them, as the regional problems were there. Then later it was changed into the different states. It was a great effort by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel to unite our country, and most of them, as we know that India just having a financial drawbacks earlier, so the financial problem was there and many techniques were not there. Factories, industrial development, many kind of developments were needed during that time to grow a nation smoothly. So then after that, India has solved at a lots of problems out of these problems. So now we will see that how India has solved these problems with the different topics. So first we will talk about the topic which is based on partition. So now let's see what was the scenario of a newly divided nation. So students, there was a challenge of the migrated people, how to resolve their problem and how to resolve the division problem, the financial condition and other problems. That was a big task for the leaders of the country. So after partition, a massive exchange of population took place between the two countries. As already I told you, there were a lots of part in our country earlier before the division, which were included a lots of different religion in all the parts. So the parts which were having part of the Pakistan, or we can say the Eastern Pakistan, these were the Hindus of that part. They were migrated into the Indian part, or the part where the Hindus were in the majority, and the parts where the Muslims were in the minority, they were migrated into the part of the Purvi Pakistan, or we can say the eastern and the western Pakistan. So students, there was an influx of large number of people from the western and eastern side of the border. So there were a lots of people, those were migrated from the eastern and western side of the borders, and both of the side there was a long distance to cover to migration from one place to another place. So what happened then? Then many were injured due to the lack of facilities, and as it was a kind of conflict between two religions, so due to that, in which areas the majority religion was there, they were just attacking on the minority religion, and then after that they were injured, killed, and due to that reason many peoples were homeless because they were forced to leave the place where earlier they were settled, and then later they were exchanged their place, and due to that they were homeless, jobless, moneyless, even they were foodless. They were not having any food to eat. So after seeing that condition, the government has decided to make some policies to prevent them. So for that, the Indian government soon came out with some plans for rehabilitation the refugees, in which the government has decided to give them shelter, give them nationality, and many more plans were there for these migrated refugees. So now let's look out on the plans which were decided by the government for these refugees. Students, not only the partition and the constitution were the main thing which were happened after the independence of a country. As already I told you, many things and events were took place during the independence. So first thing was to integration of the different princely states. So as you know, during the British period and before that, there were a lots of princely states around the different parts of our country. So the main task to tackle these states, these princely states, and how we can integrate them, that was the main task of the leaders. So as many states were there which were divided into different parts, and still many parts of India were under the British control, and many parts of our country were under the rule of the French and the Portuguese as well. As you know about Goa, later it was included in India, but before that, not the Britishers, not the French. It was ruled by the Portuguese. So there were the princely states, and which were ruled by the Maharajas and the Nawabs. So a lots of princely states were there which were ruled by the Maharajas. Many Maharajas was there, like in Kashmir, Junagadh, and many Hyderabad and many more states were there where the rule was there of the Maharajas and the Nawabs. So it was a big task to make them together. So the first Home Minister of Free India, our first Home Minister, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he tactfully forced them to be united for their welfare. He told them a lots of policies if they were united in a nation, and many things were there. The princely states were totally finished. Then after that, the India was united in one nation with the help of the different states.
According to the Indian Independence Act of 1947, monarchy was abolished and the princely state had to join either India or Pakistan. The first Home Minister of Free India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, tactfully pressured most of the princely state to add it to India. Those states that hesitated to join India were Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir. Junagadh is a small state on the coast of Kathiawar, Gujarat. The Nawab of Junagadh wanted to join Pakistan, but the people of Junagadh wanted to join India. The Nawab fled to Pakistan and the people voted in favor of joining India. The ruler of the princely state of Kashmir was Hindu, but majority of the population was Muslim. Maharaja Hari Singh, the ruler of Kashmir, delayed accession to India or Pakistan. He signed the instrument of accession after Pakistan invaders entered Kashmir in October 1947. India then sent troops to drive out the invaders and Kashmir integrated with India. The Nizam of Hyderabad wanted to continue as an independent ruler. There was an internal revolt in the Hyderabad kingdom and the Indian troops entered Hyderabad. In 1948, the Nizam finally agreed to join India.
After united India, still there was a problem as the parts of different areas and different regions, they want their state name on their languages or their physical structure, or we can say the geographical structure. As you can also observe that the people those who are living in Rajasthan, they are speaking Rajasthani. The people those are living in the Karnataka, they are speaking the different languages. The people those are living in Odisha, they are speaking the different languages. That was a division after the linguistic manner. And the division of the geographical features, that was also divided. The middle part was known as the Madhya Pradesh. The northern part was known as the Uttar Pradesh. Same like that, and other parts were also there. These were divided the geographical features. Then after that, a formation of a constitution for a united country was also needed. So for that, a constitution assembly was formed in 1946. So in the Constituent Assembly, there were many members, and the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution. So students, in the Constitution, many things were included, many rights, fundamental duties, and many other laws and rights were written by the Constituent Committee. And then after that, the Constitution Committee was adopted the Universal Adult Franchise, because as our country is a democratic country, so each and every person is having right to vote, to select their elector. So for that, under the Universal Adult Franchise, there are few rules and regulations to do election and form a election committee, under which the person above 18 years from any religion, caste, creed or gender are allowed to give the vote. So let's look more about the formation of the Constituent Assembly and the making of the Constitution in detail. So students, the Constituent Assembly was formed in 1946 with representatives from different parts of India and from different political parties. The main architect of the Indian Constitution was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He believed that political democracy has to be accompanied by social and economic democracy. A series of meetings were held between 1946 to 49 to discuss the future constitution of India. The constitution
came into effect on 26 January 1950. The Indian Constitution is based on principle of democracy and equality. An important feature of the Constitution was the adoption of universal adult franchise, the right to vote. This is given to all citizens above the age of 18 years, irrespective of gender, class, or education. The Constitution guarantees equality before law. Under this, every citizen of country is equal in the eyes of law. No one is discriminated on the basis of his, her religion, caste, language, or gender. All enjoy equal rights. Another key feature of the Constitution is the separation of power. According to this, there are three organs of the states. These are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislature referred to our elected representatives. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. The judiciary refers to the system of court in the country. Secularism had to be practiced to keep the people together. Special privileges were often to the poorest and the most disadvantaged Indians. The scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes, and the other backward castes have been provided special privileges in education and government jobs.
So students, here we have seen the division of India and the formation of Constitution. So here our today's topics are completed. In our next video, we will study about the formation of the states, how the different states were formed and how princely states were finished. So for that, keep watching SST Zone.